Welcome aboard, everyone. My name is Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today is about BEPRO, BEPRO. If you're looking at it on the exchange, the main place I get mine from is Qcoin, so look out for that on the exchange. Let's go into a couple of updates here for BEPRO before we look at the chart. One of this is quite big. So BEPRO's roadmap, by the way, if you haven't seen our intro video or either our top 5 reasons why we are bullish on BEPRO, go check those out. I'll leave a link at the end of this video. BEPRO, I absolutely love this one. Honestly, the next few months, if the roadmap continues its momentum, this one will absolutely fly. People won't realize it's happened and it will be away with the fairies, because the prices we see now are going to be non-existent in 2 months time or so, as well as the future. So really looking forward to the continuation of the development. But one piece of news to come out of that, one of the tick box exercises on the roadmap, the testnet web app. So that's going to be available via the Coven EVM. So basically using the JavaScript coding and development program of BEPRO to emphasize that opportunity. So absolutely fantastic. Loads of contributors involved as well. So really good development projects going on within smart contracts, within the JavaScript coding and everything like this that BEPRO is all about. So again, another element ticked off in that roadmap and something that's really exciting. In terms of the chart, it's obviously been a bit of topsy-turvy recently, especially yesterday's movements on the Bitcoin mess, but which we'll go into in a second. But please do watch those videos of the introduction of BEPRO. You will not be disappointed and you'll realize the true potential of this phenomenal powerhouse. And by the way as well, it actually opened our eyes to this new one here. You can see on the right hand side that I'm circling around now, Real Fever. Go check that out. We did a video on that the other day as well. The whole link up of what BEPRO is doing for all the different partners is phenomenal, and it's allowing these projects to absolutely blow up and become really successful themselves as well. So let's go into the chart, guys. Before we go on with that, please make sure you like this video if you find it informative, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and click that notification bell to ensure you get notified of all the awesome videos we put out there. And I truly believe they are awesome, and I hope that you do as well. Let us know in the comments below if you're holding BEPRO, what your aspiration price-wise is for BEPRO as well. We'll promise in the next video, I keep saying that, but we'll promise in the next video we'll call out some of the best price predictions and people's thoughts in that video as well. So we'll actually scroll through the comments section and see what people think about that too. So this chart, so I pulled it out quite a bit first of all, just to double check. So we've still got the all-time high here back on the 16th of March, which was pretty crazy on that particular day, but we did hit the high of 0.0475, but we haven't done it since, and we've had obviously big corrections since then. What I would deem as like probably the real prices. But saying that, if you go back to February, we weren't even at 1 cent, and that's to be fair, in February, March time was when I was buying BEPRO. It wasn't even 1 cent. So we've come a long way in that aspect as well, of trying to push that back up to over the 1 cent mark, which we have done so quite recently, and that's why we're driving into this area here. Some positivity parts here for myself. This is I got 2 buy-in points, which was fantastic. The third one I put down here, look how close, honestly, really, BEPRO, come on. It was so close. I'll double check, because I know I put these in roughly, so I might have hit that. I really will have to double check. I always put it under the fib retracement lines, just psychological barriers that I never do rounded numbers. I always do it like just under or just over usually. So I will have to check that one, because that's really interesting. But let's see how we got on. I'll let you know in the next video how that went. The RSI is quite low, so from a buying perspective, it's absolutely, again, not financial advice, but from my opinion, it is a good opportunity to be buying, so that we then know we're at the lower risk levels of it going even down further. Of course, it can go down further because we are in a bearish momentum on this MACD, but not massively, okay? So you're reducing the risk at these kind of levels, particularly around sort of between 40 and 35 on a 14-day RSI as an example, which is what I use. And of course, when you start getting back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, good profit taking opportunities up in those areas where you can define that in the last 14 days, or however you set up your RSI structures, or doing analysis or watching any other videos, pay attention to that so you don't get confused with each of them and projection of what's what. Because if I, for example, if I did like a month RSI or like a 3-month one, obviously it'd be slightly different, and it would base it on a previous time 3 months ago to now. And if you're trading in that way, of course that benefits you, but I do it on 14 days just because I try and do everything over a kind of a 2-week period if I'm utilizing a project for potential trades, and this is one of those that I do it with. The reason I do that is because the majority of mine are actually in staking, and I've got like a play bag to keep practicing with potential buy orders. I feel like I'm getting quite good at it actually, not blowing my own trumpet, but if you look at some other videos that I've done, we've hit them on the head, so I'm really pleased with that. And hopefully it gives you guys some encouragement that I might actually know what I'm talking about for once in my life. So let's keep an eye on this. This is the previous trend line that we drew up here. We tailed down below it. Of course, we had yesterday's harassment of Bitcoin, and I think that's carried that momentum down here, unfortunately. But the retracement has occurred. We've bounced off this support mechanism here. So I truly believe if we can try and close above, and currently we're here, which is a bit disappointing, but if we can close definitely above this area and get some momentum back up to this way and get this support line at 0.01, I truly believe we'll start doing this upwards mechanism. If you remember a few videos back, I drew this terrible line here, and this wasn't to say that it's definitely going to sort of reflect this exact pattern, but it was a whole influence of, I think we're going to have a correction, and then we're going to start bouncing, literally bounce off a support line and go straight up. Like we've seen here. That's what I anticipated, and this section here as well. Not because I think it's going to repeat history, but because of the roadmap, guys. Honestly, go and check out that white paper. Go and check out what they're doing in the next 2-3 months. I truly believe once people cotton on to what they're doing and what's achievable, this is why I think this sort of thing will happen. Not necessarily in a straight line like that, but you know what I mean. Like it's going to end up getting here. Previous resistance level still up here of 0.017. This is a key critical area for us to try and penetrate at some point, but I don't anticipate doing that, to be honest, until perhaps at least the end of September or maybe mid-October. So certainly between that period of time. So it kind of anticipates that movement really, and we can reflect on that as we go along as well. So if you're asking me, Simon, what's going to be happening next? Well, my opinion is that we have now kind of tested this area quite a few times, and a number of aspects in short term. Forget the long term because there's loads of them back there, but the short term I'm more interested in right now. We've got some good line offs here, and I think maybe we're just done with this now. Hopefully we are done with this area here. We can try and get some settlement and push for this area here. That's where I think we're going to aim for realistically. Get ourselves back above this trend line that I've drawn in and get ourselves online with this blue. So I think by maybe the 12th of September we might start seeing ourselves back up in this area here. So it's not going to be an easy one over the next few days, but certainly something with these sell-offs, and when people start believing in the roadmap again, it will start switching back around. I really thought we would do it here. That's the annoying thing. This is Bitcoin's fault, okay? Because we were going to switch over, and that's why I was loving this thing that I drew in, because I thought we'd have a little tail off and then spike back up. But here we go. This is part of the space. This is part of the fun. So that's why I'm saying in the next few days, I think we could start being back up here again and push up for that 0.0148 mark. But we might see potentially some resistance around this particular area here, just from a testing perspective. So it's really interesting how we move this forwards, guys. So like I said, let us know in the comments below if you're holding BEPRO or not. What's your price prediction for this year? I'm super excited about BEPRO. Like, I'm not fussed about the big corrections and things like this on BEPRO. I think it's just going to be an absolute gem, an absolute powerhouse for what it does. And I'm really excited about all the esports projects it's got coming. There's not much more positivity I could throw out here for this one right now. So as of the analysis, like I said, let's aim for this. Let's get back to this level, and then we can start pushing up here by the sort of like third quarter and towards the end of September, in my opinion. And we will get BEPRO back where it belongs, and we can start that big bull run mid-October, end of October into November, and start pushing these all-time highs again. I truly believe that is where we're staggering up towards. And if you look in the history, we are doing this gradually, surely, but it is looking very positive in my opinion. So guys, let us know. Monthly, 3 monthly up, 14% down this week, obviously because of yesterday and today. That is understandable. 6 months is still in red because it still takes in this nonsense here. But the year to date, guys, come on, we cannot be disappointed. 2,200% up the year to date is absolutely phenomenal, and it's going to be even bigger. I know it. Guys, I'm leaving it there. I can't be more bullish than I already am on BEPRO. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.